Hey, big old
That is
nasty.
wrong.
Thank you,
That
Gator,
was
for
damn
sharing the
sure
live.
wrong. And baby, I hope you get that apology together
Hey, BH.
where it's sincere, where it's absolutely coming from the depths of your soul. Because the universe remembers. The universe remembers.
Hey, Brown Sugar.
And to people that said stuff against you, Posey, against you, Jay, Icon, Jay, Big Cam, Fireman, and
Hey, Heartbreak,
the
ID.
universe does
How y'all doing?
not forget.
Thanks for joining my team.
So, like I have told Trina, whatever you put out there is going to always come back, whether it's negative or positive. One thing
Danny.
remains.
Hey,
This
Passion.
thing is cyclic. One thing remains that, listen,
Hey,
karma
Amelia.
is a whole bitch. One thing remains that the Bible says.
Where Drop Queen at?
literally,
Somebody share the live to
treat
Drop
those
Queen for
that-
me, please.
Treat those in the way that you want to be treated. But not just you. The way you want your children, grandchildren, and those that's going to come after you close your eyes. How you want people to treat them. And by wishing unalivement on them, Posey, come on now. There's no grace that's going to be given. Because they wish unalivement on folks regardless of who they love.
Hey, Gemini.
They wish unalivement on those that
Hey,
look like
Auntie.
you and I. They wish
Cool ass
unalivement
woman.
on my darker compared sisters. Because they say we are not feminine. They wish unalivement on women that decide they don't want to have children and be married.
Hey, baby. Hey, Queen. A positivity. Hey,
I need y'all
baby.
to.
Thank you, Melanated
Jay,
sister.
go ahead.
It's okay, and this is going to be short and transitional because we're going to go ahead to Big Cam.
Hey, Original the Art.
For a minute.
Y'all get them in here, y'all. When y'all come in, bring somebody with you. Share the live.
Posey, I want you to, because I
Happy-
said this
hey,
to
Liz.
a few months ago who did something and said something special.
Poor little rich girl, how you doing, baby?
Thank you, Pilla.
You say things that way.
Allies, thank you.
Even if they are
Brown B,
in a
thank
moment
you.
Of anger, even when they're in a moment of depression.
Hey, Black
whatever it
Scorpion.
is, that is who you are.
Thank
The
y'all.
only way
Hey,
to
DJ Rob.
actually make
How you
amends
doing?
is
Nick Rob.
recognizing that that's who you are. Being honest
Somebody
with
on
yourself,
cool, but
that's who you are. Now, here's the thing. You can admit that and continue to be that person.
I don't think Nose is going to get involved. I honestly don't think Nose is going to talk about it. We're going to get into that too in just a minute here.
That is,
Yeah.
you have to admit that these things are.
We're going to get into that.
Otherwise, it wouldn't come out if it wasn't there.
Thank y'all.
With that being said, go ahead, Big Cam.
Thank you for giving that to my panel. Thank you for blessing the
Thank you for
panel.
allowing me up on your panel. Good morning, everyone. I ain't even gonna get in too much into the book because you speaking and you messaging the word, so I definitely appreciate that. I do want to come up here as
Thank
a
you,
person
it's fun.
who
Thank
is
you,
of the
Nikki.
LGBTQIA plus community,
Hey,
as
Omega.
well as a Christian. I
Bring
wanna just
somebody
say
with
two
y'all when
things.
you come in, please.
First
Share the
off,
live.
Proverbs 18:21.
Bring a friend with you.
And the power of the tongue, and anyone who that love it shall bear the fruits.
All right, so clearly they're not talking about what happened yesterday.
Well, I just told Peach to come over here. He said that he was in panel because I shared the live. I said, well, if you want to talk about it, we in Kiana's live.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen. I don't want to listen to that shit. I mean, not because the Bible is wrong, but because here's the reality is this, because I love the Bible, the good Lord knows. I start my show every morning. Thank you for the gifts. I start my show every morning with the word. But at the end of the day, thank y'all. What was said and what was done, you know what I'm saying? That was her voice that did that. That was Boozy that did that. So why are we going over Sodom and Gomorrah? Chasen, help me out.
She had brought up Sodom and Gomorrah. She brought it up.
What she said?
Yeah, she brought up she pretty much used Sodom and Gomorrah as the reasoning why gay people have a hard time. She's like, she was saying something about like, this is why the world is the way it is now. So yeah, it's a lot. You gotta listen to the recording because she said a lot, Kiana. Even like besides just the unaliving, she hopes that all gay people unalive or whatever the case is. She said way more. She went on a good 20-minute rant of nonsense.
Today?
Yesterday.
Oh, I was in there yesterday. It was 40 minutes.
Well, yeah, but she said some crazy. Like, if you listen from the beginning, because
Oh,
there's some
I
stuff
heard
that I
say
missed.
all y'all need to be on an island, so that way when the last one of y'all, we ain't got to deal with y'all no more.
Right, but you didn't hear her reference Sodom and Gomorrah. She brought up
You know
Sodom and
what?
Gomorrah.
She was feeling it. So I mean, and I was. At what point was they gonna stop it? Is what I got, and I think I thought Peach left. I thought because Peach was so quiet, you know what I mean? Because Barb was giving it to her, right? Her and Barb, when she started her homophobic rant on Barb, right? You know what I'm saying? Barb was giving it to her, but Peach was quiet. So I was just like, okay, at what point is Peach gonna say something? What point is anyone gonna say something? And so when Peach dropped, I thought, you know what I'm saying, like, boom. And then when I went into Peach's live and realized he was upset because he got dropped, and that's when I got upset. Because I was like, oh, okay. And then I heard her start cussing at the crowd and saying, now y'all gonna piss me off. Y'all gonna trigger her. And I was like, oh, so it's clear in the sand whose side she on. It's clear in the goddamn sand that she did that. I mean, there's no way to get around it. When it, again, like that whole rhetoric of she was driving, that shows that's why she really wasn't in the live. Y'all really gonna let people do that? Because the next time y'all go to McDonald's and they give you a burger that has a razor in it or something, I want you to know that Mr. Koch, he's actually dead, but his family, who owns McDonald's, they wasn't there. So therefore, they're not responsible for you getting cut by their burger. Do you see where I'm going with this, Chasing?
I see it, man.
Because that's what they do every fucking time. Rhinestone or any of these big creators, they walked away from the screen. Well, goddamn it, once you make them aware of what the fuck happened, as a business owner, they supposed to handle it. Right or wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
100% right.
Because last time I checked, 99% of the businesses that you walk into, and I'm going to call my own damn self out, I'm probably one. That's why they say you're not an entrepreneur if you still working your business every day. Well, goddamn, maybe I'm not an entrepreneur because I work. When you got to call me, when they be like, oh, we're going to call on Kiana. Bitch, I'm going to answer the phone. What she do? Oh, okay, I'm going to tell the bitch to get it right. And hang up the phone. Because I am the, you know what I'm saying? I am the beginning and the end. Only person above me is God in my companies. Right? But everybody else, the goal is not to work in your businesses every day. So 99% of the companies that you encounter on a day-to-day basis, whatever happens to you at or in their companies, the CEO was not motherfucking there. But that don't stop you from wanting to goddamn get you a free burger or a lawsuit or whatever else you feel like will compensate you for what happened. So why the fuck don't y'all hold Rhinestone and all the rest of these content creators for when you get injured in their motherfucking platforms? Because they happen to walk. Thank you. They get who they sent to. It's all about Nico. Girl, you got a good one then. That was a good one. I like that.
Thank you, Derek.
Yes. So all the rest of these people, and thank y'all for gifting the panel. All the rest of these motherfuckers who sit and let you get verbally assaulted in their room, threatened with physical assault in their motherfucking room, you feel like you're not injured because they walked away from the motherfucking screen at the time? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all go ahead and talk.
If it was a business, that is definitely going against, insurance policies as far as your customers go. You say you're creating a safe space, yet so many people are coming out injured and hurt as far as, mental goes. I think addressing the issue and actually staying live, like you can't platform some bullshit and then back out of it after the bullshit start and just be like, you know what, y'all, I'm done with this. That's a fucking cop out. Excuse my language, but that's a cop out. Like you allowed Poozy to say all of that. You could have stopped her, intervened at any point. Any of your mods could have muted her or dropped her, right? And instead of doing it in a way that's respectable for everybody to look at you and say, okay, it's fair, you allowed her to affect a great community on this app. I mean, I'm not against any community. I'm for love. You know, love is love. But that community has been doing a lot on this app. And to allow that spill of a rhetoric of something that they had already fought to come out of, right? Because they already fought to get their position in this society, right? To allow a spill of that magnitude.
That magnitude. Say that one more time. You know, it's and Jason, I'm not gonna try to minimize any insult, right? But you know, when you said y'all all need to be dead, I want to say, and I might be wrong, so you correct me, Chase, and you have the right to check me. You saying that everybody should be dead is I want to say is different from saying fuck all y'all rainbow people. I don't know. Is it different, Jason?
I would say it's different. I would still say it's
both insults. Both are insults.
Both are insults.
Both are vile. Mm-hmm. But to say they don't deserve to be on Earth,
that's a problem.
I want to say it's different from saying fuck all the rainbow people, fuck the alphabet people, fuck the, you know what I'm saying? You SSCs, you know how they do.
You know who else said some stuff like that? It was a guy that was born on like April 20th of, you know, so many moons ago. And he had that same type of mindset to where as though he was going to eliminate a whole group of people. You know, y'all might know his name. Y'all might want to dig into history on it. But that, to me, that was diabolical. Like, that was, I don't know. There was so many. It was the magnitude.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chasen. Is it the magnitude that bothers you the most, as opposed to just the insults that, hey, darling, that we play around with on this app, and not play, but do around on this app with it on a daily? Can you?
It's just like there's certain lines I think that we cross on Messy Talk, and this isn't the first incident. This is just, of course, it's the most seen incident. But when you say things like that, it's about the impact of what you're saying. Like, I could understand that she wanted to get her lick back, or wanted to feel like she was going to hell with Peach, just like he went to hell with her. But at the end of the day, you have people who are not mentally well, and they already have hate in themselves, and they absorb when they hear things like that, when they hear people speak like that, and they act on it. So that, and it's statistics. You know, this is not something that we're making up. It's something that we see every day. Most people of the LGBTQIA plus community, they have a friend who was either bullied, harassed, unalived, threatened because of their sexual. Like, this is a day-to-day norm, right? That you have to deal with, especially if you're out. So yeah, what she said, the unalived thing, it could be way more impactful than just a couple of words. Because of all the people watching, you got over 1,000, 2,000 people, and then if the clip is recorded, it's posted, then that's another couple of hundred thousands of views. Like, this is harmful rhetoric. That's all. It's just you're putting people in danger.
And let's flip. Hey, Body by Cyclone. Let's flip the coin over for one moment. Was not Poozy life put in danger? Tell the truth. This is out there forever.
That's the thing. I haven't heard Peach threaten her or anything like that. And my thing is this: we wouldn't even be talking about it today if she sent a direct shot at Peach or direct pew pew at Peach. She didn't do that. You wrote the whole community of people who've probably, like me, for example, even when Poozy has been dead wrong, as a queer person, I've stood up for her so many times like an asshole. Even when Trina's been dead wrong, I stood up for her so many times like an asshole. Because look, you could turn the gay off, all this extra shit that people, this is how y'all feel. This is okay. It's like, all right, I'll just shut up. I'll be quiet.
Well, let me ask this question though. Do y'all feel not only did her saying that all people should be of that community should be unalive, put Peach life in danger, but y'all are like, people in the community don't harm people either. And they can say, this one we need to take off the planet because she don't feel we need to be here.
So Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I think there's a bigger issue at hand because we already know Poozie is like unhinged and crazy. It's however the implied consent or the implied like backing of Diamond and her entire crew.
You had it right in the beginning. It was implied. It was implied consent. I'm gonna tell you why it was implied consent for 2 reasons. Diamond messed up in 2 ways. It was implied no 3. I'm sorry. It was implied consent because Diamond allowed the rhetoric to go drop. Please come up if you will. Diamond allowed the rhetoric to go on for a lengthy time. If we all can agree on that, it was a very lengthy, long period, right? Secondly, she dropped Peach and not Poozie.
Right.
And thirdly, she left someone up in the box, right? And when everybody was trying to fuss at Poozie, she said, "Stop it before you trigger her. You're pissing me off." Mm-hmm. So it was definitely, it wasn't even implied. That was like,
yeah, it was almost expressed, and it was in front of a lot of people, and the coddling just like co-signed on everything Poozie was saying. Absolutely. And so even when Peach went on his own live and was expressing his own grievances, they infiltrated his life by coming up and trying to like speak in code with him, like, hey, let's be human and all that stuff. And it was very weird because it led to him like breaking down on live because he couldn't even say what he wanted to say, I feel like, because they were in a way trying to like quiet him.
That's why I wanted Drop to come up, because Drop knows how she plays her game. Let me tell you something. If she's gotten a lot of fuck shit done wrong as trying to be an entertainer, but she's got one thing right. And Chasing will tell you I'm telling the truth. In the entertainment business, when you go against the grain, the name of the game is to humiliate you publicly, right? You're an entertainer, so you deal with the public, so you get to be humiliated publicly. That's why what's the name of that group? The Alati. I ain't gonna say the whole word. The Illuminati. That's why when you go against their grain, they publicly humiliate you. They stripped you. So what Peach did was supposed to have a thing with Dime. He was supposed to have a battle with Dime. We know Dime and Rhinestone are battling. And then yesterday he gave me quite a bit of, praise or what have you. And I was in his live and it was unprovoked. He just said hello. He saw me come in the room. He said hello. He said some nice things about me. He don't understand why people don't like me, yada, yada, yada. So if you ask me, I would agree that this is one time Poozie didn't lie, that they asked Poozie to come over there on that second page because that first page got banned for the hateful slurs, and they gave her a second page and let her came back and finished on because she was on bar, but she finished on Peach. And I think that, and I'm going to say allegedly, every word that Poozie was saying, they didn't disagree with. Because think about it. When you gave your half-ass apology and your "I'm going away" speech, you didn't apologize to Peach. You said, You said emphatically, "I apologize to the community." And what I heard was "fuck Peach." That's what I heard. Not about what y'all heard, but I heard "fuck Peach." I'm apologize to the community because the community is probably who can stop my motherfucking check. That's what I heard. What y'all heard? Y'all talk. I ain't gotta talk.
It was like, I apologize to the community. Damn. That's what
Right. Damn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. What you heard, Laurie? What you heard?
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Not even just speaking on this specific encounter, but the problem I see often is nobody cares unless it actually affects them.
True.
Nobody cares when the men like Kari disrespects women daily and make excuses about it. Nobody cares unless it's them. It's all fun and games. And Poozie has been problematic. Her and Trina should not even be platformed on anybody else's page but their own. because they got other fish to fry every single day. It's not funny. Their situation is not funny. Making fun and they want to get coins because they sitting in a box is not funny. It's not helping them. Right. And as many times as Poozie disrespects people, and I know she's not the only one, but I know this is the topic today. As many times as she has disrespected, dug down in the gutter with people, over and over again, she's being platformed. Right. And she has nothing useful to say. I've never heard her say anything useful. Just dig in the pot and stirring it. And okay, yeah, it might get numbers, maybe. But at the same time, at what point are we going to stop it? You know what I'm saying? Because this is just my opinion. Tomorrow it's going to be like it never happened.
I brought you up for that very reason. Why do
Next
you feel
week,
this is going to be
it's going to be the same numbers in there, and nobody wants to actually stand up for what's right.
Hey, $2, come up in the box, baby. You do y'all feel this is gonna be just another, because usually when you fuck with them Jews and them alphabet letters, you don't really bounce back from that unless God himself got your back.
No, because nobody's gonna see it like that. It's just gonna be another fight that happened on whatever page. It's just gonna be just another argument, just another fight, just another, oh, she read him and she went off and oh well, it's okay. It's okay because the sun came up. That's all that's gonna happen.
All right, can we go back and recap the lineup of how everything took place with the young people coming over to the platform and then them starting division within the older generation from the younger generation, and then it went to debate talk and how all these people started coming from debate talk, and then after that then they did the fallout with the YT, and then they did the fallout with the LGB. Is this controlled chaos, or is this just all coincidental?
It ain't control. It's definitely chaos, but I don't see any control at all. I see 6 o'clock every morning, 5 something, some lady roll out their bed, sit in a chair, grab her phone, hit live, and say, play some music as the boxes fill up, and say, have at it. I don't even know what the fuck y'all gonna talk about today, but I know at some point y'all gonna argue, because y'all are of that demographic where y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all don't know how to converse. Y'all don't know communication skills. So at some point you're going to fucking argue. That's going to fill the room up, and I'm going to sit in this chair. That's what I see. Does anybody see anything different?
But here's why I say controlled chaos, because 9 times out of 10, when someone or a group is benefiting from the chaos, then it's controlled, because
the only control, Atlas, that her platforms has is the fact that it is on at 6. And matter of fact, that's even control, because some days they argue so long they go past 12. But the only thing that you can bank on that's controlled over there is the hours of operation and the days of the week. That's it.
They can ensure, though, that the chaos is going to be there, because they know consistently she's going to be there from 6 to at least 12 every day. So they know where to go to
get their fill of foolery. They know where to get their fill of foolery. If you
right there. Somebody
if you have a humdrum day, you want some razzle dazzle, and it's between the hours of 6 a.m. and 12, go your ass over there. I guarantee you it's some foolery. Because she didn't pick 8 people of all different walks of life, and that's why, again, I don't. That's not being a business owner. You didn't pick 8 people from all walks of life that will be coming from all viewpoints, and each person will be trying to teach each other something, right, as well as impress upon each other some their point of view. And the audience is, that's what a real talk show is about. Am I wrong, Chasen?
You're absolutely right. But I was going to say this. You know who her bestie is, right? Now, her bestie got offended when T-Times Mod had called somebody a cockroach and had fired her from that. So if we think about that, and we think about who she's tied to, who she's connected to, and what they're trying to do, like with the billboards, with the reality TV show, this is not a good look, because just like you said, unfortunately, the community is it's beyond Black people. So is not a good look. I do feel like she has people in her ear telling her to chill. I don't think that the apology, I don't know if maybe she might have reached out to him on the back. I don't know what that is. I don't know if the relationship.
I asked. I went from that live to his live. I didn't wait for her live to get dropped down. I left and went to his live, and we sat there for a long period of time. And I typed in the comments, "Peach, have you gotten that text yet?" And the answer was no. Tip came into his live damn near instantly, right? Probably within 15 minutes of him being live, Tip came in and said, "What I missed? What's going on?" And so he broke down and cried. And we were trying to tell her, just call him on the back end so he can get off live. And so she didn't do it. And so he kind of gave it a synopsis or whatever. And then she was like, "Give me a minute. Let me call Don." And so, of course, we thought, boom, either he's going to hop off live because he's going to get that phone call, or she's going to come in the box and say, man, I didn't mean it like that, Peach. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean for that to go down, yada, yada, yada. But neither happened. So my goofy, nosy ass was like, after we've been in there for over an hour now, like, hey, that text came yet? He was like, "No, Kiana." I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I said his voice specifically like that because he felt let down.
Right. Right, you can hear that disappointment.
My friend ain't even text me who I contributed to her show.
And he's still trying to take up for her too. And my thing is that I'm not trying to really put the blame all on her. I do feel like, we can't help but
Poozy.
Poozy that said it, right? Poozy is the one that said it, but you have to admit as well. It's like, Kiana, if you're hosting this live, you are the face of the live. As much as you want to say like, don't blame me, don't blame the comments, whatever, they're still gonna look at you because this is your brand. It's you. It's not nobody else.
I don't give a fuck what. There's the only thing that happens at a restaurant that you don't blame the owner for is when the restaurant itself got robbed. Everything else is your fault. Everything else is on you. Everything, cold food is on you. You know what I'm saying? The restaurant ain't open, bathrooms are dirty. Everything is on you. And if you can't, I will say this is a business lesson for those of you who want to own a business. Business 101. If you cannot be responsible for the highs and the lows of your company, don't go in business.
Right.
There should never be a time where you said, "Don't blame me for what happened in this business," ever.
Got you.
I think
And if you get robbed, maybe you should look, let me see, what can we, and then here's the thing. Diamond sit on that show 5 motherfucking days a week for years now. And we keep having this same, clockwork, right? She's never putting in no proactive measures for this not to happen again. Have y'all noticed that?
It's going to keep happening because it's not a sustainable way.
A business always learns from itself. And here's the reality. Now, how would she feel if Peach sued her? Because God in heaven knows he has a lawsuit. That was hate speech. Peach can sue Poozy and Diamond. Y'all do know that, right? And we'll win.
Well, TikTok would be the one that is going to be like, it's like an umbrella policy. TikTok is the one that's insured.
That's not true. That is not true. TikTok has parameters in place that what happened yesterday was not supposed to happen, correct? Right?
Yeah, but TikTok is...
Listen to me. TikTok can be named on the suit because it took place on their platform, but I'm going to guarantee you their lawyers are going to come and separate them instantly because TikTok is going to say, we made them sign this, that, and the third to say that it would not allow this to happen. Right? Diamond ain't had nobody on her platform sign anything that says they would not spew hate speech, and she was there and had the ability to stop it. And here's the thing, when TikTok was reported of it, it shut her live down instantly. Sincerely? That's how they have no culpability, darling. They have no culpability. The minute TikTok has parameters in place for them to be notified that this is going on and they shut it down, they're able to be removed from the suit. So now it's her platform. It's her platform, and the sad part again, the CEO was present, so she is definitely culpable. You was there, hand on the trigger, could have stopped it, and you didn't. He would win a lawsuit. So, and then here's the sad part is because it's a lawsuit of an intentional tort. Hate speech is intentional torts, and you know about tort. You're in law school, right? You can't bankrupt intentional torts. So I suggest, and I hope there's a blogger I got one in my box that's recording this. I suggest you motherfucking Rhinestone get your apologies together, because you can never bankrupt if this man decides to sue you. That's an intentional tort. It was hate speech.
Not only that, if something happens to Poozie or anybody in the panel that's connected to that conversation that took place, it could look bad for her business or her brand.
I can go get a job, baby. If Peach decides to sue your motherfucking ass, 67% of your paycheck gonna be his every week. Because you won't be able to bankrupt it. It's an intentional tort. You intentionally let it happen. So you better hope that a lawyer call his ass.
That's a fact.
Tell me I'm lying, Chasen.
Not at all.
If he files tomorrow, he'll be able to sue the shit out of her.
Especially if you could prove that this is the trend of what the show consists of. Yeah, there's definitely something there. There's definitely a case.
Well,
Really
I'm gonna tell you what she fucked up. It was on Erica's live first. And this greedy bitch decided, oh, I want the coins. This finna be on my goddamn live. That's where you fucked up. You knew hate speech was being spewed by this lady.
I see what you're saying. King.
And you said, this coming over here on my live, so I can get the So you better, if I were you, I'd be kissing Peach's ass. And he still got 2 years. So that's a lot of ass. He got 2 years. He could file, and it's recorded. It's recorded in 4 motherfucking K. The man got 2 years before he can take your ass to court and sue you, and you have to deal with him probably for the rest of your motherfucking life. To the tune of whatever these jurors say he is affected by what you let happen to him. That's why I said, when you play these old circus ass games like you played on Dime a few weeks ago, you gonna fuck up because you ain't got legal people around you. You got motherfuckers that don't know shit around you. But I'm here to tell you, Peach has a lawsuit goddamn clear. He can sue your ass for that shit that happened to him. And you will have to pay him. You'll never be able to file bankruptcy. It's an intentional tort.
Auntie Key, the thing about intentional torts is you have to meet every element of that tort. Like, it has to be checked off.
Go get me the elements, law student. Go give me the elements, law student.
I mean, for example,
you talking to a bitch who would have been a law student and had a law license, had the fact that I hate 13th and 14th grade. Come on. You talking to a motherfucker who judges have said, young lady, you need to go and get your law license. Come on, come with it. Bring it to me. Let's do it. Go get all the aspects of intentional torts.
I'm not trying to do this against you.
Let's do this sincerely.
I don't think he that. I mean, and I ain't trying to be my type of way, but I just don't think he is that upset. I think he's upset about what that she allowed to let it go on, but I feel like he just not that mad at her to go to like take it to that extent. That's my thinking. I mean, I don't know how what he really would do, but.
And sincerely, how long you been in law school?
This is my 3rd year.
3rd year. You don't know all the aspects of an intentional tort?
I took that my 1st year, but I'm looking at my 1st year notes in the restatement, and it's like, if anything, it would be intentional infliction of emotional distress. But even then, there's elements for that.
Hold on. Intentional affliction of emotional distress is an intentional tort.
I know.
Darling.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
Intentional tort, it's things that are intentional torts. Malice, murder, all of those are intentional torts. And actually, murder happens to be also a criminal. But it's also, you can sue civilly for murder, right?
Yes,
it's an intentional tort. So come on, come with it. Let's go. Let's keep going.
So for the
A tort is a civil action, but you could also be sued. You could also be sued for murder, O.J. Simpson. But yeah, tort is a civil. It's a civil action. Yeah.
yeah, so for the restatement, the third restatement for physical and emotional
Wrong
harm,
for death. Go ahead.
intent is a person's act with the purpose or goal. of
Intent. We
producing-
just proved her intent. It was happening on another live.
Of
That
producing-
live got shut down, and she brought it to her live. Intent. Now keep going.
of producing that consequence, or the person's act and knowingly acts knowingly that the consequence is substantially certain as a result. I don't think Diamond had the knowingly act. She didn't know that this was going to happen. She knew that she was being stupid and not like doing her thing. Or
So she didn't know. She did not know that it was going to happen when it happened in a previous live that got shut down, and she instantly went back live and let those same people back into the same box.
She had no wherewithal that this would take place.
How not, darling? That was the conversation. That was the conversation.
I mean, I wasn't there for Erica's first.
They're gonna let you back over there. You ain't gotta take up for them. They're gonna let you back over there regardless. But I'm just saying.
My thing is, I'm not.
No.
I'm
And
looking at
this
this
is
from.
why I say it's deeper than that,
I'm
because
looking at this from a legal standpoint, because if we're going
And I
to
am
bring the
too.
law into it, that
I
means
am
we have to
too.
be correct with it. You know?
I am too.
I understand you are, but people are just putting out. Like,
and hey, I done beat some lawyers, but keep it going.
all right,
One just paid me. One just paid me.
all right. I'm gonna just.
there's pain and suffering and anguish, lawsuits regarding matters like this, pain and suffering, mental anguish. These are different things that you can actually put a lawsuit in for, especially if it's
He was publicly humiliated.
right. If it's messing with your business or your brand. If
Think about
Icon
the
Peach is
length of
building
time
a
it went
brand,
on also. Think about the length of time it went on and what measures did she have to take to stop it. Now, if it was two men fighting, she's like, I'm a woman, I couldn't jump in there, I could have gotten injured. Darling, you had access to the button that could have stopped the whole thing, right? But you let it went on for long periods of time. That shows your intent. So become your ass up here. I don't know why you got that in them comments. Now that's just me now.
Yeah, I don't think I even actually heard him reference her in a good way after what happened today. So I don't.
Until a lawyer call him. Until a lawyer call him, because he needs to stop referencing her in a good way or referencing her at all. Because again, they will use that against him. They will say, "Well, you clearly wasn't emotionally affected. You were still saying great things. That's why you get a lawyer immediately, so they'll shut you the fuck up."
and it's not going to look good, because I promise you, once one person do it, all of them going to start
All of
doing
them.
it. So that B dude,
Then Alexandra will be next to Sue.
right? Because oh boy, doxed. I think
T-Time ain't gonna be satisfied to Corey get her sued.
right, and that's the problem. Like right now, we're not looking at what's taking place, and even going deeper than that, and looking at the fact that she brought up Sodom and Gomorrah and said that's why we're always going to be in hell. That was Illuminati talk. That had nothing to do with regular people. That was some deeper shit, and she was exposing a secret organization. That's why she's still mad about Uzi.
Damn, what is that?
No, listen to what I'm saying. The way that they're operating is under the bread and circus method. It is something that is tied to the Luciferian rebel. That's why
Poozy
she
was
started.
poozing. Not that deep this day. I like you to go deep a lot of days, but Poozy was poozing.
Poozy is not Poozy when we're all. That's why Cat Williams said you have to infuse
Poozy
people.
was poozing.
And her DNA is fused with a demon. She was showing you her demon.
Poozy was either drunk, high, or both. Her birthday's today. She was drunk, high, or both.
But that makes it worse, because that means that this is why when I went up on her panel yesterday, I was like, Poozy, you're pretty much saying sorry, but then you're saying but. and then you're given a justification. And then they were trying to, her and some other lady, I don't think the lady meant any harm, but they're trying to compare being queer to being neurodivergent. And I just find that to be a terrible comparison to make.
What the fuck is neurodivergent? I love to learn.
Like if you're autistic, if you're on the spectrum, if you have ADHD, you know, like anything that's not neurotypical, you know.
I got self-diagnosed ADHD.
Then technically you're neurodivergent because that's not neurotypical. And they so pretty much they wanted to compare how some kids are born with, you know, the neurodivergencies, or they're just born with some type of mental.
Can y'all shed a light on the Peach? He's no longer in her panel. Can y'all shed a light on the Peach? He's no longer in her panel.
Uh-oh. So I found that to be ridiculous. Like, how are we going to compare somebody's sexuality to mental health? Like, you know what? Listen, I'm a mute. I'm listening.
No, keep going, because that's crazy.
They just shared his Barb live with me. He might be over there.
I tried to find Barb. I can't find him.
I just don't think none of this makes any sense. Like, in terms of, like, let's drag it out. And then it's like most people are saying, like, Diamond's going to go live at some point. It may not be Monday. It may not be Tuesday, but she's going to go live. Maybe address it. And then this is going to be the end. And nobody's going to care no more.
Well, listen, you know your community better than we do. Usually it don't go away with y'all as easy.
We don't forget, but she has a lot of there's certain people that support, and they just like they don't care what the person is involved in or what they do. They just blindly support. So they drink the Kool-Aid. I can't expect everybody to see from my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I as a queer person, you're so accustomed. It's just like being a black person, which is crazy because you can compare it to that, right? Because you can't help but be black, right? You can't help but walk outside and people know that you're black. For a lot of queer people, especially somebody like me who's masculine presenting, who even's masculine sounding, you know, I can't mask the fact that I am not the typical cisgendered person. So it's just, to me, this whole conversation on Messy Talk is just ridiculous. This all came from Debate Talk coming over here. Because if Debate Talk didn't come over here, nobody would care. I'm going to be dead ass. No, because everybody goes to hell. Everybody says things about kids, unalive people, this, that, and the third, sexuality. But now we care today because it's Poozy. Because people don't like Poozy.
Do you think it's because it's Poozy or because it's Peach?
That's actually a good question. I think it might be.
Poozy has done Poozy a lot, but
it might be a little bit of both because Peach does have a lot of people that fuck with him, and it could just be the power of numbers, popularity.
Did you think it was because of the magnitude of what the unalive and we would have to deal with y'all? It was like the spewing. It was like, and I hate to compare it to race, sexuality to race, so I hope I don't offend anyone. But it was like somebody from a different race looking you in your face and said, "Nigger, you should never be a boy. You should not be able to share the same space with me because you are a nigger." And you know, it's like the way she said it. It was like all the that you know that you would never hope that someone would say to you in being in that community, whether it's your race or whether it's your sexuality or whatever. It was like she just went there.
It's hatred. What she did was like the equivalent of when a white T person says, "I'm not racist," and you know they get really mad and they start calling people the N-word and start talking about black this and
you be like, "This how you feel. This how you really feel."
Right. This is how you feel inside. Like, just let's unpack that. Go heal first and then come back. But you can't sit here and say that you love the community and I don't have no problem with nobody. You clearly do. You clearly have been waiting for your moment to go off, and you did.
So okay, are you saying, listen, this ain't no different from talking about kids. Get over it. Is that what we're saying? What I mean,
I don't want to say that because
Kiana,
that invalidates everything.
Kiana, don't let these people fool you. They're all hypocrites. They don't care about that. They want to say, "Woe is me," because they're in that community. Cut the crap. Because when people was doing that on this app years ago, and y'all ain't said nothing because y'all was over there kicking it with them. So stop the BS.
Okay, say it again with your chest. Who was kicking it with whom?
They know who they are.
So people were kicking it with Poozie?
No, with Patrick Genty when he was doing that shit for years on this goddamn app.
So he was spewing homophobic rhetoric?
Absolutely.
But isn't he in the community?
He is in the community.
And he is. And they said nothing. So that's why they can miss me with that bullshit.
But what he used to be saying?
You gotta put a name on it. You can't just say they, because there are some people that.
If the
started
shoe
it.
fits, bitch, wear it.
Yeah, you
How about
can't.
that?
You can't. That's apples and oranges. You can't.
Well, I didn't hear so. But what he said in the end, somebody came in. What happened? So what you said? Mute up, Mocha. I can't hear Sobe when he speaks. Mute up, my phone. What's that, Sobe?
I said if the shoe
Okay, you said shoe fit. Okay, gotcha. I'm thinking he's somewhere where it's going in and out. Okay, Mocha, what were you saying, baby?
I was saying that's apples and oranges. Let's keep it on what it was and not from the 3 years
Well, let me
ago.
ask this. When Patrick was saying it, was Patrick out in the community already, or was he saying it as a...
Yes.
He's been out.
Yeah. Yeah. Genty's never...
Hold on. Didn't just 2 weeks ago, Patrick was on Diamond's panel screaming
Genty.
at the...
His name is Genty.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wasn't Genty just on Diamond's panel screaming
What's
at...
his name? What's wrong with calling him Patrick?
Patrick is his government name, so they don't want you to call him.
He calls that his dead name. He goes by Genty, so let's respect him for
Because of the negative that's been put on his
Negative
real name.
connotation
Right.
on his name.
But anyway, like I was saying, wasn't he just on Diamond's panel screaming at that cop? Wasn't he just screaming the F-bomb at that cop?
Yup.
Wasn't that him on Diamond's panel with that
Yup.
fight?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And how many times did he repeat Magadat? How many times did he repeat that?
Can I just make a comparison real quick?
A lot of us on here that been on this side like supported Genty like that though.
I just want to say, because I
Thank
don't
you.
agree with everything.
Thank you
A
for
lot of
saying
us
that.
don't even know. I mean, I know, but a lot of us over here on this, I don't know what y'all call us, messy talk, panel talk, whatever talk. We don't know. We don't know. And then it's just the people been coming from debate talk and all that other stuff over here recently. So like to say that the people over here was supporting them, that's I wouldn't say that was necessarily true.
No,
I
the
just
reason
wanna say-
I'm saying because the uproar that I've seen for what Poozie did is crazy.
Poozie's not from the community.
When they sit over there with the same shit, they sat over there for 3
Just
years
like-
with it.
Just like you don't want a non-black person to refer to you as any type of N-word or any type of...
It ain't the
or
same.
even
Don't you
speaking
dare
of
compare
A,
race to that
E.
shit. Don't you dare compare race to that.
Why I can't dare compare
Well,
it when it's
we gotta
literally
look
you're
at the
born
numbers too.
black,
Genty
just like you're
got
born
so many
queer.
million people
So why can't I compare it?
following behind him. If
Because you're
10
black
people is
first.
complaining,
Because you're black first. That's why.
You have to allow the comparison due to the fact that they literally, if you do something against them, it's considered a hate crime. So you have to allow the comparison because they are labeled as their own community as far as that titles go. So they have fought for this space and this title that they are arguing over right now. So respectfully, they do have the right to look
And
at
as
how they're
Notorious
looking
said, they're
at.
both
Right.
marginalized groups.
Yes, yes.
So respectfully
and let me say
then,
this-
right?
Let me say this, y'all. I absolutely love this. Even though it's getting heated, I don't want anybody muted. These are educated, smart people on this panel.
So respectfully, right, Kiana? If that's said, right, so if I call a white person the N-word, does that white person call me the N-word too because I called him the N-word?
Depending on the definition of the N-word, because if you're using
There ain't no
Webster,
such- wait a minute.
hold on, they changed the definition
No,
as of
no,
new Webster.
no,
Hold on,
no,
let me
no,
let me
no,
say what I'm
no,
going to say.
no,
I know we know
no.
the definition of this word, but they changed it as of new Webster to an ignorant person. So we know the definition to be a low down, dirty black person because that's what the definition started off as. But or partly, but they changed it as of New Webster. They changed it to an ignorant person, so they could play that words with friends game with you. That's what I'm saying.
It's still It's still a hate crime to call someone that. So that dog ain't gonna hunt, Atlas.
Right. It's still a slur.
That dog ain't
it's
gonna
not
hunt
something-
because you can call anyone an ignorant person, but nobody's gonna lock you up or sue you for that. So that dog won't hunt. Hate, Nick Inga. Why does Sobe keep dropping? It's still a hate slur.
No,
I just want to know
I
why we
agree
can't
with what
compare.
you're saying, but I'm talking about the how they play with the definitions, like especially on this app.
Hold on,
It's-
Gracie. We're trying to make sure Sobe's phone.
When you go
Y'all, I
to
wanted to
debate
make
talk,
sure Sobe could come back up. Welcome, Gracie K.
when you go to when you're on debate talk and everything like that, when you are using things out of the definition or text, this is the things that they'll bring up. As far as definition goes, they'll bring up the definition of the word. That's all I'm saying. I agree with what he said. I agree completely. That word is labeled what it is, but I'm talking about how people play this words with friends thing when
No, that word ain't gonna never be with friends. That word has a finite meaning.
I agree, Lord. Is there a way we can get back to the topic that we? Because we gonna add people in. That's gonna cause some more drama.
I
Okay,
wanted to.
how you doing, Gracie K?
Gracie
Yes.
is in the box with Poozy. Yeah,
Yes,
she's-
I talked to
Baby,
Poozy
talk to me.
yesterday. Yep, I talked to Poozy yesterday. And Chasing Pillows, I know that you're talking about me when I make the reference, the comparison between the rainbow community and an autistic person. But my first comparison was, how would you feel if a YT person was on here and saying that all of us Black people should go on an island and die? And then, so my comparison was hate. Unalive, sorry. So my comparison was hate and mistreating someone because they're different. And when she said she had an autistic granddaughter, I said, how would you feel knowing that your granddaughter is going to be exposed to bullying and being unfairly treated and hated? And she kept saying phobia and afraid because she's different. And that was the comparison I was using. And I told her, I said, I can hold your hand as you having an autistic granddaughter, and me, I have my son is in the rainbow community, and I don't cry because he's different or he is who he is. I cry because of people like her that hate him and is afraid of him and won't be fair to him. So that was the comparison that I was using, and it seemed to help her understand, to where she said her issue was with Peach and not the rainbow community. And I teach my son that when you go out there in the world, all people are not going to accept you. All people are not going to love you, and all people are not going to treat you fairly. She also mentioned that she had a cousin that was in the rainbow community, but he don't wear lashes, he don't wear wigs. And I said, but what if he wanted to?
All right. So before you even go spilling into that, right? She directed stuff towards Barb, right? That had nothing to do with Peach, referring to Barb wanting to be a guy, all this other shit, right? People might not know people's personal sex preferences or however you look at it, but she was directing that shit at the whole community. We cannot keep on deflecting and making it seem like she just said some shit directly to Peach and they're just blowing it out of proportion.
No, she said the rainbow community.
I know.
She
Hold
said,
on. Let me finish. The words that she used, right, is something that they have been fearing. their whole fucking, time, even trying to come out of the closet to their parents or come out of the closet towards their friends, right? They've been fearing this type of shunning, right? So we cannot deflect from the magnitude. See, y'all keep on wanting to allow her to deflect and say she just was mad at one person. No, the rhetoric of what she
that was the
spilled,
problem.
the magnitude of what she spilled has sparked a fear in the community. This is why they had a hard time coming out in the first place. This is why they only make up 1%, because, and this is also why so many people, and I'm a heterosexual man. I like what I like, but right is right and wrong is wrong. That their collective has every right to be in an outrage for something of this magnitude to be spreading back around, because this puts them back in a mindset of fear, and this stops them from standing and being the best person that they can be for them. That's the magnitude of this.
Yes, and what do you think? And just imagine their parents, me as a mother, how I feel. And I did tell her, I said, it's so many kids out here, 10, 11, 12 years old, that parents turn them away and they go into prostitution and drugs because of people that hate them like you, that they cannot come to and be themselves and express
don't slide
themselves.
that in there. Don't slide that in there. What you mean, people that hate them like you?
Sobe? What happened?
People like Poozy that says she hates them.
Try to put a different name on that shit. You try to slide that shit in there talking about people that hate them like you. Hold on. Don't do me like that.
I'm not saying you. I'm talking about... I'm talking about the conversation I had with Poozy. So I was talking to Poozy, so I said you.
Okay, we got it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right now, you're not talking to Poozy, and the bloggers can take that shit, and the next thing you know, they'll be saying Atlas dislikes that community. That's why I'm saying.
So I'll clarify that. I'm talking about the conversation
I'm not saying it to you directly. I apologize for talking to you like that. I'm not talking to you directly. I'm just saying in general, this is a very touchy conversation. And you
tell me about it. I have a son that is 17 that is going out into the real world now. So I know that everyone isn't going to treat him right. Everyone is not going to be fair to him. Using the bathroom that he chooses to use, my husband and I, we've dealt with that. Going to the schools, educating, advocating. And that's what I told her. I said, you need to educate and advocate for autism. I said, just like I do for my son being transgender in the rainbow community. So that's what I was saying to her. And I was definitely going to let her have it. But
let me say this. I'm sorry, Katral. Let me say this.
It's okay.
When I was hearing it yesterday, I was hearing something that I really thought we was kind of done with, in a sense. You hear that, people are throwing jabs at each other. So you're going to hear things that you've always heard forever and a day. But the whole y'all shouldn't live and all of that, I thought we was kind of done with that after Obama got in office and got a lot of freedoms and stuff. I really thought that was kind of done with, so to speak.
No, Trump.
I thought the LGBT community was feared, so therefore nobody in their right mind would say those type of things. So I was just like,
no. And Kiana, what I was also telling her is, she said, well, kids gonna be kids. I said, oh, honey, you haven't dealt with the parents yet. The parents and the grandparents that is going to mistreat your grandchild. The teachers, she said her granddaughter was going into kindergarten. The teachers that's going to mistreat your grandchild because she's different. That's what I was telling her. So Chasing Pillows, I just wanted to come up to clarify that I was only comparing different with different and hate with hate. That was it.
And it makes sense the way that the conversation flowed. That makes sense.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys. Love you, Kiana.
I love you too, darling.
And
She says every
also,
morning 6 to 12.
Susie sounds like she's looking for acceptance because she said that she was trying to get acceptance from that community at one point.
When?
She said that in her rant.
Yeah,
was
she
like,
did.
she said, y'all ain't accepting me. She said it like in her rant. She was saying like how she tried to be with a girl and she was looking for like she
I
sound,
thought I heard her say maybe I should be with a girl. Cause
She
Trinidad,
said
you know
that
you
too.
like a girl. You know you like a
she
girl. And
said
she was like, maybe I should be
too,
with a
but
girl.
she
These
also
niggas ain't
said
treating
she
me
tried
right.
it before. She was messing with. She said a bunch of shit. If you go back and unpack it, some of it is deep, some of it is dark, some of it is like telling of her own level of wanting to be accepted in any like by anybody. Like she
Have
wants to be
y'all
accepted by anybody.
have y'all ever listened to? I you know what? I don't have no. I mean, I have a problem with Poozie did yesterday, but I've been pretty cool with Poozie since I've been pretty much on this air. Have y'all ever sat in her live or when she was going on another person's panel
Hell
and
no.
listen to her talk how it goes around in a circle?
Hell no. Unless you sat in a class with 2 teachers and you always got a snack after you completed every little thing, you can't sit in Poozie goddamn live long.
She'll say one
That's the
thing
short
and
bus
then
crew
she'll
over there.
contradict it by saying another thing. It's gonna keep going around and around and around in a circle. Some things will be related to what's going on. Some things will just be out her ass.
Notorious. Yeah. That's